Hey, what's up guys, Andy here, and today we're reviewing over Black Clover episode 120 titled Dawn. Okay, so first and foremost, I'm sorry. Alright, it's been 3 weeks without Black Clover. This is the first time I've reviewed it, and it's about, 13 hours late, something like that. So, I apologize. But, with that being said, it was all work-related, life issues-related, computer problems. So it's not like I just said, screw reviewing Black Clover. It just kind of all added up to that. You know what I mean? So, I'm so glad I started back on this episode. Now, I had watched the 3 episodes previously, so I wasn't behind on anything, but I'm really upset that I didn't get to review episode 119. It was probably the best episode in the series in terms of fighting. Like, actual just full-on fights, so really cool stuff. But with that being said, we've got a lot of stuff to talk about in this episode. Confirmed, the soul inside of was the unborn child. So basically, he's Licht's son inside of him. Julius is alive. That already got spoiled for me, but I didn't say anything to anybody, so that was a big one. Didn't expect that to happen this episode. Vengeance and Patry got to have a full-on reunion here. And a lot of other cool things that we got to discuss. So let's get right into this review. If y'all do enjoy it, though, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, and let's just jump right into it. They say you don't gotta go home, but you can't stay here. And no, I don't wanna be alone in the world out there. So we start things off with a little bit of recap from last episode, and we get this Dark Cloaked Dimension / Equinox. When I seen this, I nutted, alright? When I watched this episode, it was insane. That's why I'm really upset I didn't get to review it. But we cut into this week's title card and intro here. Episode 120, Dawn. And it's the dawn of a new era, a new day, technically. We cut over to them defeating, where we left off, the Shinigami, devil. I want to call him a Shinigami because that's what he looks like. But there's another devil here who's like, hey there, Chief. You're about to disappear. See you, loser. And he's like, who are you? And it's pretty clear here this is Asta's demon, I'm pretty sure. They didn't flat out say it, but I'm almost positive. So they defeat the guy, and then everybody's in tears and all happy, and they're all kind of like, we get to see a bunch of shots of everybody, but, I chose this one for the review picture, because ship it, 100%. But we cut over to the Shadow Palace being collapsed in by that dude's magic still, just from where it's all overwhelming. And that's when Rades and Voltos come in, and he's like, I'm gonna atone for my sins. Voltos does. Rades is still a huge cunt here, so don't worry about that. But they all get outside here, and they're all heading out, and Lumineer is like, looks like the Clover Kingdom is actually in good hands. This future we wanted is still going strong here, so I guess it was worth it. And they still have issues to deal with on the outside because all the elves are still fighting without their souls, basically here. And he tells Asta here to use the Demon Slayer sword to undo his reincarnation. That way Vengeance can come back and use his tree magic. And he has a good speech here, and basically he tells him, I'm so happy I got to fight alongside Licht, and I guess me disappearing will be atonement enough, hopefully. And then we find out that Raya, Veto, and Fauna will not be disappearing because their souls are bound to these bodies since it was their second reincarnation. So they get to live their lives out in these bodies, even though they kind of wanted to go with Licht. We then cut over to Licht looking at Asta here, and he goes, thanks to you, it felt like I got to fight alongside my son one time. And Yuno's like, so it is his body that's in me. And that's why Yuno didn't get taken over, because it wasn't strong enough to take him over, And that was a really cool scene. But then we cut over to them all, like, flying up and their souls being gone. And Rades uses Wrath Magic Soul Abductor, and he can only use this spell on someone he's been with for a while. He uses it on Patry. He looks at him, he goes, you get to live and remember all the humans you trampled. And he's like,
I don't know if I should be saying thank you. I actually get to atone for my misdeeds now. And he's like, you ain't getting to atone for anything because I'm going to be coming for your head and you're not going to die easy. So he is pretty much like, you're not going to live happy ever after. But that's when Vengeance steps up and him and Patry have this moment here. And he's like, I hate to cut this short, but I think there's somebody we need to go see. Yami, will you take us to see Master Julius? And they leave. We'll get back to that in a moment. We cut over to this scene where they're all just kind of healing, and Asta's hanging out here, and he's like, I cannot thank y'all enough. And this scene was actually really sad because Nero, she knew that, Lumineer was going, and he was cracking up, and he goes, both of the you need to be here to watch over them, both the Magic Knights and the Clover Kingdom you'll defend. So it was a really cute scene, and he shattered, and Nero was heartbroken, but she still has to look over Asta in the future here, She still has to live on, and that was the end of the episode, or I thought. Thank God I watched on this week, and it wasn't just a Clover clip. But we get some cool stuff here. Some really, really cool stuff here. So, Vengeance, Patry, and Yami are all walking through the woods looking for Julius's body, and they can't find it. And they turn around and they're like, this magic, it's so familiar. And they see a young Julius. He reverted time. Now, this got spoiled for me a long time ago, and I was really upset. But I didn't expect it to go like this. So basically, Julius reverted time on himself, I assume. That's what the person who told me this was going to happen said. He reverted time on himself and went back to being a kid, but I didn't expect it to happen this episode. So it was still a really cool surprise. But with that being said, guys, I'm sorry it's late. I'm sorry I missed 3 weeks, but we should be back at a new schedule, hopefully. If not, starting next week, the week after. So, with that being said, I'll catch y'all next time. Peace out.
This is our identity.